We've been sent on a mission by Richard Hammond to deliver these presents to Jeremy Clarkson.
And we're going to be using these two absolute legends as our delivery vehicles.
Waiting for us at Diddly Squat is Lisa Hogan, who reveals what she thinks is Jeremy's best car and his worst, as well as weighing in on the age-old Evo versus Subaru battle.
Maxwell, Mike, men, my top agents.
Hello.
I have a mission.
Good.
And it's important. A certain gentleman with whom I work, he's old, tall and fat. Does that narrow it down?
Hadrian.
No, mate.
No.
Jeremy.
No.
He was moaning on a recent filming trip that when we had a tradition of buying one another gifts while we were on our travels, that I'd never bought him a gift. And to be fair, he had a point, because I couldn't be bothered. But I did feel bad. So I have got some gifts for him. I've bought them for him, and I want you, this is your mission, to deliver them to him.
All right.
I can see one of them poking above the desk.
Well, no, you see, he can't resist a hammer. They work like catnip on him. He sees in that the potential to exercise his craft and his full skill level. So I want you to give him that.
Okay.
There's a little presentation bag for it there, so you can dress it up and make it.
Oh, wow.
So it's there. A hammer in a bag. I want you to give him that. I've also got him this, which is pink drinking booze.
Okay.
He loves that. That really does work like catnip. But just to sort of beef things up a bit, because that's quite a soft drink. This will blow his mind. Look at that.
Maxwell, you can take that one.
Yeah. He could probably use it as a toothpick.
These are not a good combination, Richard.
Oh, you're right. Too late. So I'd like you to take those to him.
Okay.
To the farm, drop them off, present them to him, or one of his people, and I think he'll be touched. You might get tears.
With the goods secured, we put Diddly Squat into the sat-nav and headed on our way.
Now, some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, Mike chose the Evo in the Subaru versus Evo video from a couple of weeks back. And yes, I did, because on that day, the Mitsubishi Evo was the better car, on track. But with Martin, I have some amazing memories with him. One of my favourite videos from 2023 was our road trip, to give him the proper shakedown to the Isle of Arran in Scotland. It's still one of my favourite DriveTribe videos ever, so it's good to get reacquainted with this car.
It's a really weird feeling for me driving this car, because this is one of my hero cars. It's not a car I ever expected to be doing a road trip in. There's always that bit of anxiety when you get in your hero car as to whether it's actually going to meet expectations or be a disappointment. Because your expectations are so high as a car enthusiast. You know, if you see something that you really love, you see it in posters, you see it in movies, and then you get in it, it's very easy for that car to let you down, but this car really doesn't. And it's mad because you get a lot of people that are on this sort of Subaru versus Evo camp, like you have to pick a side. And I find it difficult. They're so similar. It's very difficult to pick a side, and I don't think we actually need to. These are arch rival cars, historically. I know Subaru people don't like Evo people and vice versa, but driving an Evo round, I can't think of another car that I'd rather be road tripping with than a Subaru. These two cars are heroes of the 2000s, absolute JDM legends, and they should roll around together and they should be friends, because these two cars fought the same battles together.
There was one other stipulation for the road trip from Richard that he made us swear we'd keep to.
The only thing is, and this is the serious note, the DriveTribe fuel bill is somewhat enormous for last month. We have been spending money on fuel. Can we please do it in something relatively economical?
So despite these cars having the highest flow fuel injectors we've ever experienced, I made sure to heed the boss's warning, but make it into a challenge.
Maxwell, I love these cars, but I also want to take Richard seriously. So I want to do a proper fuel efficiency run on the way to Diddly Squat. You up for that?
Yeah, what do you suggest?
Well, I reckon my 2-litre heavily tuned Japanese saloon car is more efficient than yours. So I say we head to the nearest petrol station, fill up, reset the trips, and then let's see which car of these uses the least fuel.
Yeah, let's give it a go. Maybe I can out-economize you.
And of course, this means no hard accelerations, no launches, nice, smooth, economical driving. What these cars were made for.
Mike, you do realise that every pop and bang that comes out of your exhaust pipe is like 2 pounds, right?
I'm afraid there's literally nothing I can do about that, sadly. I'm going to blame pole position for that one. See, my inkling is that the map on the Subaru is slightly cleaner than that on the Evo. That Evo's fuel gauge plummets, but I don't know whether that's potentially a difference in the tank sizes.
No, I think it just drinks like a hooligan.
Maxwell, how come your Evo's got a nice fancy stripe on the paint and mine has got nothing?
If you're wondering what Mike is on about, thanks to today's sponsor G-Technic, this car has been given the Crystal Serum Light treatment. Let's see how they work their magic.
The Evo has been treated to a Crystal Serum Light paint protection ceramic coating, which is seen as the prosumer version of G-Technic's full whack Crystal Serum Ultra. But our mate Dom has only treated one side of the Evo to show you how effective these coatings can be. Crystal Serum Light offers 80% of the professional serum performance, adding gloss, resisting swirls and repelling contaminants and dirt. And if you were to apply it incorrectly, it can be machine polished off your car's paintwork. Using their XOV5 hydrophobic coating as well, water and grime sits up on the paintwork rather than smearing all over it, meaning that the vast majority of dirt can be removed with just a jet wash rather than having to get wash mitts and buckets out every time. With our 50-50 split, you can see how easy it is to clean the treated side versus the non-coated side. Next up, we apply some G1 Clear Vision Smart Glass to improve wet weather visibility. And finally, C5 wheel armour to repel brake dust and contaminants, making the wheels easier to maintain, ensuring the Evo looks its best for its arrival at Diddley Squat.
G-Technic has been an amazing partner for us over the years, with their products being applied to our V10 M5, Suzuki Cappuccino, Richard's pickup truck, Benz 911 and my MG ZTT. And considering the Evo is a proper all-weather British B-road kind of car, it was the perfect new candidate for Dom and the team to go to town on. Check out G-Technic's products through the link in the description below. Thanks to G-Technic for sponsoring today's video.
On the B roads, on the really tight twisting stuff that we'll get to in the Cotswolds, the Evo is the sharper, pointier B-road blast car. The Subaru is still up there, like in terms of the grand scheme of cars, it's very much in that ilk, but it can't quite keep up with that Evo. It's more brutal, it feels heavier, but at the same time, because of that, it feels more planted.
Mike,
Maxwell?
is your fuel gauge still at the top?
I'd like to say yes, but the answer is no. I can see daylight between, well, the top of my fuel gauge and where the gauge currently is. I can see black dashboard showing. How the hell has that happened?
That is crazy. We've literally done 11 miles and the fuel gauge is already moving. This is not going to go well.
So we've pulled over to get some fancy drone shots and some nice passes to make the video look good. I've switched the Subaru off because I know how long it takes for the drone to fire up. I think another thing to factor in is that Evo's not the best starter or idler. Again, I think the tune just needs cleaned up. That might be why he's kept it going. Or he's just completely oblivious to the fact that we are running a fuel efficiency test. I'm currently doing infinite miles per gallon. Loving it. He probably realises now that I've started back up again, that he probably should have shut his car off for the last 5 minutes.
Before long, we were entering the leafy bee roads of the Cotswolds, and I had a message from Lisa to say that she'd specifically be in the farm shop. Punching that into the sat-nav, we pressed on.
There is another reason why I chose Martin for this road trip, and it's the suspension. On track, those BC Racing coilovers on the Evo, they're like the really trick ones that have all the adjustability. The guys at pole position properly set up that car for it, which will have led to a chunk of that half a second difference in lap time. The Subaru, on the other hand, has, I guess it kind of suits it, the more basic BC Racing coilovers that are just stiffness, hardness adjustable, rather than all the caster and camber going on. And that also means they're actually a bit more comfortable. The coilovers on that Evo are hardcore. They were great for track, but once you're on some bumpy roads in Herefordshire and the Cotswolds, that might start to wear a bit. I think these coilovers, the simpler ones, are actually better for everyday use. Thank you to BC Racing for supplying us with coilovers for both cars. They're both fantastic and they both do very different jobs very well, but for this purpose, I think I'm in the right car. The boost from this engine is now 2.1 litres. It's been stroked, combined with the short ratio gearbox. The amount of gear changes you have to make on these roads. My God, it's so quick down here. I said it on Aaron and it's the exact same today. This Subaru on a road like this in these conditions, a British B road, when it's a bit soggy, spitting rain, it would eat up pretty much any supercar you could throw at it, even one that's all-wheel drive. Would I go as far as an SF90? Quite possibly. For us mere mortals, maybe not Ben Collins. It's so planted. The engine, the gearbox, the all-wheel drive system, the Bridgestone Potenza Sports that we've got on this car and the Evo. What machines these things are.
I was enjoying myself so much in the Subaru that I'd ended up leaving the Evo for dead.
Something seems to have happened to the Evo. I'm not sure what. They're out of radio range, so we need to pull over somewhere, but there's no phone signal here. I've got a missed call, so someone's trying to phone me. What the hell has happened with that Mitsubishi?
Mike, proceeding. What the hell's Mike? I am genuinely at my happiest in life when I'm just driving a car that I like. Doesn't matter where I'm going, doesn't matter what I'm doing. When I'm just in a car that I like and I'm just cruising along, I am at peace with the world, I'm at peace with life. That sound, that is addictive. That is why this car uses so much fuel, because you're always chasing that turbo chatter. I'm still getting used to the right-hand indicator. Literally, I've turned on my wipers about 8 times now, trying to turn corners. If you know your JDM cars, your 92,000 JDM cars, all the indicators are on the right-hand side. And it's quite tricky to get used to it and to remember.
There's a cracking steam railway up here if you fancy a little detour.
Oh, you know, is that the time? I think we got to get to Clarkson Farm, mate.
I always invite people at the office to steam rallies, steam railways, and for some reason they never want to come. It's a shame, really. Maxwell, can you tell me what your trip is reading, please?
37.5 miles.
My fuel gauge is saying I have used a quarter of a tank. I am bang on my first line in the gauge. Sorry, repeat that. How many miles?
37.7.
What are you reading?
Mine's just above a quarter.
I thought I was going to run away with this, but after seeing that, I don't remember it being this consumptive. Right, Maxwell, you're telling me your trip said 75.7 miles?
Yeah.
And you just filled up, we've done the calculation from litres to gallons, with 4.12 gallons of fuel, which means
Yeah.
that The Evo's MPG is surprisingly high, 18.4.
That's not.
My gauge is always our V10 M5, and that was about there, 17, 18.
That's not too bad.
Considering how highly it's tuned.
Yeah, that's better than I thought. I thought it'd be like mid to low teens.
Okay, well,
Right.
the Subaru, according to that, I've covered 118.3 kilometers, which is only 73.5 miles. So according to that, you've done like 2 miles more than me. So I don't know what you were doing. Were you doing some time travel back there? Like, what was going
It
on?
was all those burnouts we were doing.
Is it the wheels potentially?
It could be
'Cause we've
wheels
gone
and
bigger
tyres.
wheels.
I mean, every speedo is slightly,
Okay.
you know, there's anomalies, right?
Well, anyway, doing my calculations for the Subaru, I've got it coming out as 19.1 miles per gallon. So Martin sips at fuel while the Evo just tosses it all over the road.
I kind of knew, I don't know why, but I knew this car drank a lot, but I actually didn't think, when I saw you going along, I thought, nah, Martin's gonna
was giving it
outdrink
some.
Yeah, you were definitely
Pops,
driving. You were driving a
bangs.
lot crazier than I was.
Anyway, Diddley Squat is about a mile that way. Let's go find Lisa.
Cool.
With the cars parked up at the farm shop and some non-alcoholic Hoxton dished out, we sat down with Lisa to complete our mission.
Lisa, amazing to see you again. We've come with gifts. So I gather, well, this is probably more you. This is from Richard.
That's so nice of him.
Whispering Angel.
Why, thank you.
And then,
that
Maxwell,
one
you've got Jeremy's gift.
This is one gift for Jeremy,
Yes,
and then
Feel free to open it.
I will.
have a look. This is kindly gifted by Richard again, and this is our other gift for Jeremy.
Yeah, Richard thought he'd like that.
That's actually really handy. You know, we were going to call the farm Yellowhammer Farm because Jeremy, or the farm shop, because Jeremy loves yellow hammers.
Wow.
And I didn't realise they were small birds. So I was going to buy like 100 hammers with a yellow handle and just decorate the whole shop with them as a surprise.
Okay.
We knew that. That's why we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
these.
we tried to
There we
get
go.
close. Orange
And
is good
that's-
enough.
I might use that. I might borrow that to use on Jeremy.
So Lisa, season 3 of Clarkson's Farm was absolutely insane, emotional, traumatic. You've cracked straight on with the next series. How's that going?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, we had 2 weeks off filming between season 2 and 3, and that was just really rough. And then we took a little bit longer. We took 6 weeks between seasons 3 and 4, and Jeremy just bought a pub. So that's
Okay.
going to be in season 4.
That's quite a big deal. I mean, James May owns a pub, so Jeremy's joining it. Now it's just Richard that needs to
Exactly.
finish the triad.
Well, we need a waiter, so maybe Richard could be
He
Manuel.
has just given you fantastic presents. What the hell? So the pub, is that in town? Is that just down the
It's
road?
towards Burford, which is over yonder.
Okay. And is
and-
it like a full restoration? Is it ready to go?
It's sort of ready to go. We actually have we have a wedding this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to do that, and then we're going to close it down for a while, and then open whenever we can. Hopefully late summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
hopefully.
favourite part of the recent series was the mushrooms. How are the mushrooms doing?
Prolific.
Yeah? It was crazy to watch.
Yeah.
How they just blew up out
It's
of these
amazing.
bags.
It was like, you know, when you go scuba diving,
Yes.
and then you suddenly get into the water, and there's this huge amount of coral and colour underneath, and you just walk in. And it was extraordinary. So yeah, they are prolific.
So we've got the pub. Anything else that's being added for the next series?
Yes,
Okay. Animals.
maybe.
Sticking to pigs. We've got pigs. We've got cows.
Well, I could tell you all the spoilers, but that wouldn't be fair for people, would it?
Well, we
Watching
can't
it.
bleep things out. Just give me one. We'll bleep it out.
I have a gift of a Hammond for Jeremy. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
He doesn't think he wants them, but he does.
So what is it like here when Jeremy goes away to film stuff like the Grand Tour and his other shows? Does it kind of calm down, or is it just pedal to the metal whether he's here or not here?
It's like a holiday when he's not here.
Really?
Literally, everyone just gets on with their jobs really easily. Caleb and I work together. You know, we do all the tagging of the pigs. There's no drama. It's just,
Harmonious.
it's so harmonious. And then we miss him after about a week.
Okay.
After about a week, yeah. I'm just sad it's over, to be honest, and that he's not going away anymore.
Do you feel, has he influenced you car-wise? Were you a car girl beforehand? Or?
Not so much, no.
No.
I mean, I had, my first boyfriend had an Alfa Romeo Spider.
Cool.
And then, yeah, I always liked Jensen Interceptors.
Very cool.
Yeah, they are my big ones. And otherwise, you know, an old classic Mark. But otherwise, A to B basically.
Okay, but you've just
Yes.
turned up in the F-Type, which I know is a fairly recent addition. So
Yes.
is that a shared car between you and
That's
Jeremy? then,
Jeremy's
or-
car.
Okay.
And it's fine. I like it, but it's fine. But I have my Range Rover for around here.
Okay.
I'm more of a Porsche girl now, to be honest.
Interesting. Where's
Yeah.
that come from?
I've always liked Porsches.
Okay.
I used to borrow friends. I used to drop him at the airport. He'd go to New York for the weekend to see his girlfriend, and I'd drop him off, and I just had it all weekend. I loved it.
There you go. Is there a car within Jeremy's stable that you really, really like and one that you really, really hate?
I love the Excellent.
Okay.
'Cause
Is
the
that still
Excellent-
going? We haven't seen that
It's
for a while.
still going. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's half Land Rover Discovery.
Yes, yes.
And then half,
Merc SL, I think.
it's the Merc. But so you feel like, you know, you're driving through the fields and you're in a four-wheel drive, but actually you're Bobby Ewing.
Okay.
So I love that. That's my favourite. I love the Lincoln.
Okay.
That's a beauty, and it's just, you know, you just so smooth and long and beautiful. The colour's fantastic.
I think that's potentially an exclusive that he's kept that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's out there.
So let's bleep that.
No, that's perfect, thank you.
Okay. Do you know why I did suggest he got it? Because it has the original Cartier clock that they used to put on all their cars.
nice.
And I just said, look, just take the clock.
Okay.
That's more valuable than the car.
Okay.
But I think the car came with the clock.
Okay, so what's one you're not a fan of getting into?
His Alpha's nice, but you have to drive it like a ballerina. Second gear always gets...
It's a crunchy one, isn't
So
it?
yeah, it's for little Italian hands. So, and I can do it, but I just get nervous because I hate that sound.
Do you know it's the question I get asked the most? Because you threw me the keys to that Alpha last time we were
Yes.
here, and I got in quite a lot of trouble for it.
For taking it.
thought we had permission. We then ended up kind of not having
Oh,
permission.
permission. Well, you didn't break it.
No, I drove
Did you
it.
crunch it a couple of times?
I did crunch it in
Yeah,
second
see,
gear.
men can't drive that car so much. So when
Okay.
Jeremy's driving it, I just the
So
sound.
you caress it into second gear. You've got the touch for it.
It's like you need to be, you know, an Italian man or a woman delicate.
What happened to the Bentley? Because that featured in the show.
Oh,
There
the
was
Beast.
Yes. Did that go back to Bentley? Has he still got it? What's that situation?
That was, well, it wasn't road legal because it was a prototype.
Yes.
So we only drove it around the farm and everyone loved it.
Yes.
And then it became so popular because I kept on putting it on social media. It became so popular, Bentley took it back and they put it in a glass box. So a bit disappointed about that. But Jeremy did buy another Bentley as a present for himself for his 60th. Not as cool though.
Okay. And then this is from my girlfriend. 2 updates. One, the dogs. How are they getting
Harry
on?
and Sansa, really well. I almost would have brought them up here, but it just would have been
Madness.
there's food they can smell and, you know, but they're good.
Good.
Yeah.
And then the house. How's
Yes.
the house? Is that fully built now, fully finished?
Yeah, we
Okay,
moved in
good.
almost 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Which is, well, we were living in a tiny cottage.
Yeah, well, last time we were here, you were in that cottage and it was
Yeah.
all being foundationed and everything.
Yeah. No, it's finished. We're in. It's great.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
But outside of TV, outside of Jeremy, what changes do you want to see happen to the farm? Where would you like to see all of this going forward in the next couple of years?
To be honest, I mean, this is my jewel in the crown. It is just, so, I mean, that view, it's not a great day today, but everyone comes up here and they just sit here for hours. There's no need for them to move on. And even though there's like loads of people, there's just a really nice feeling and everyone really enjoys being here and that makes me incredibly happy. So if we can recreate something with a bit of the diddly-dee at the pub, that would be ace.
And we're talking like live mic nights, dancing, quizzes, all that
definite
sort
bit
of
of a
stuff.
hoolie. Yeah, games, Aunt Sally, whatever that is.
I love a bit of an Irish folk band, to be fair, with
Yeah.
the little drummy thing and the,
Bran.
yeah, all that. Love
Yep.
that. Could do a Scottish ceilidh as well.
Love a ceilidh.
Is there the floor space for that?
You can always squeeze in a ceilidh, can't
Okay,
you?
maybe a DriveTribe ceilidh sometime
Yeah,
next year.
cool. You're on.
Okay, thank you for having us. We've got one more question, which is background in the car park.
Okay.
I just want you to decide on 2 cars, which one you like the best. Up for that?
Are they different or are they same?
They're very different.
Okay.
I just want to see which one just snaps to your eye. I would have that one.
And if I just go for the colour, don't judge me.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
And just before, hang on, we go, I have a little t-shirt for Richard.
Oh, wow.
It's the Lambo.
Wow, there's a trade going on here.
Yes. There we go. I didn't get size small, I got size medium.
Okay, I think that will suit him just fine.
Yeah, and then I know he does
Very
like
nice.
a bit of sand. So, you know, I thought with his sand safari outfit.
Well, do you know what? He's turned into a bit of a golfer, and I gather he likes a bucket hat when he goes golfing.
There you go.
So there you go.
That's for him as well. And I got some gin, but it's in the shop.
Okay, these will go straight back to Richard. He'll appreciate
I
those.
bet they will.
Thank you. Lisa, Subaru or Evo?
Got to be the Mitsubishi Evo.
I
Excellent.
thought we were pals.
It's nice, but I
You've
don't
let
know.
down me, you've let down
I like
Richard.
the colour.
Okay, Lisa Hogan has spoken.